And we're live. Spill that tea. Spill it. Wow, you guys, like, how do you feel that we are on Spill the Tea for the second day in a row? Yesterday we had the amazing soprano Devin Guthrie come chatting with us, giving us a little musical morsel at the end. And today we are lucky enough to have Baritone Jonathan Beyer. What is going on? Come live with us. Come on in. Thank you, JB. It's waiting for you. Okay, so we have
is it me?
And we are going to talk about... Oh, hello!
Hi, Tammy. Look at our hair. We're hair twinsies.
Aren't we, though? And I'm doing a little poof for you.
Oh, thank you. I don't really have a choice, so it's all poofy all the time.
I really like it, and I really like your color.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, I've been laying out on my balcony.
Oh, you are such a snob in this weather, right?
It's true. It's very nice. I got like
look
2
at
days
me.
of
I'm
like
by a
solid
window.
color. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm by a window, and I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Tammy.
Spill the tea. We are here to spill the tea, specifically about the music industry.
Well, I have to say, I'm very disappointed with your discussion with Devin. Because I thought that it really just skirted the issues like, what was it like to be on Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Oh my God, I know we didn't get to the nitty-gritty.
And do you think that's the reason Raven Simone is a lesbian? It's because she met Devin?
Yeah. For those of you watching at home, Devin Guthrie, soprano Devin Guthrie, also starred on Hanging with Mr. Cooper. We're going to have her back.
Just saying.
Yeah, well, that being said, so what are some other topics that have kind of come to your mind? Like, what have you noticed? Have you been inside? Have you been staying in? Have you been going out?
Well, for the past 2 days, I'm like, this is probably the opposite of what we're supposed to do. So my experience with this kind of format is on YouTube, where like all of the hate just comes like spilling at you anytime you make like a risque sort of comment. So the past 2 days, I went to Marlena's.
Oh, you did?
Marlena is our teacher who's 400 years old. And she is still teaching.
Marlena update.
Yeah, so she's teaching via Skype and FaceTime and all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
So she had me come over and help her set it up.
Oh, you're so good. Look at you.
Aren't I, though? Aren't I?
Artists supporting artists.
Well, but she was like, how does this work? How does this work with the lessons and stuff? So I like walked through a simulated lesson with her, and I admire her very much. Like, she is my technical mentor still. But I was like, it might help to put the headphones in for all of these lessons that everyone's now doing, FaceTime, all this sort of stuff. I find if you're using headphones, that the sound, for musical reasons, is a little bit better.
Good.
So she was like, oh, I have those.
For these online lessons. Okay.
So she goes to put them in, and she put them in with like the stick part going in this way, and then the earbud part was hanging out this way. And I thought, and I tried so hard not to laugh. And she was like, is this right? Is this right?
And you were like, almost.
It is so close. It is so close.
Marlena, and we love that you're trying. But how are you feeling? What's your main feeling about that? About everything? Was it sort of like that? Was it like that?
Yeah, and that was my initial response. You're ready for Skype lessons, Tammy. You're looking good. The sound is great. You're ready to go.
So okay, great.
Yeah.
I'll save that for later.
Depending on the student, maybe it's better to have those in there that way.
In there or later. Okay, I'll see you.
Okay, moment of honesty. Like how people are doing, like I've been hearing these very sad stories that people tell me all this, astronomical amount of money they're losing, and there's part of me that's like, la-di-da, how nice that you had $100,000 in contracts these 2 months coming up that you just lost out on. Like,
I know,
wow.
Well, is it weird that like I feel like I've been preparing my whole life for a famine? Like, I don't know, like I know what to do right now.
And that's the thing, like as a freelancer, you have feast and famine times, except I'm always eating plenty, let's be honest. But like, this was already planned to be my do nothing time.
Oh,
and
so
I was like, and maybe I'll do
nothing.
this project, and maybe I'll send these emails and work on this idea, but the whole world is on pause.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh no,
everything.
I've been on pause, it feels like, for an entire calendar year. Like, I was really ready to hit that fast forward button, and instead I'm like,
oh. Wait, now everybody joined you. But that's happened like a million times. Everyone's
and I was like,
this is a good idea. Let's slow
you're
down.
so bored. You're so bored. Yeah. Tell me about it.
You're like, I know.
I'm familiar.
Oh, you discovered Instagram? Me too. Me too. And
I have been getting that you're all caught up button on Instagram. It's like you've literally seen everything there is to see.
I think that means you're doing great.
I want Instagram viewing. Yeah, not even like being on it, but just looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. Okay, well, so, and I've heard though there's a lot of I also talked to Michael Eliason.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
that old queen.
Our older mentor. Jonathan and I knew one another at the Curtis Institute of Music, among other places.
Yeah, I first met you in 2003 at Chautauqua. I'm just saying. God, I was in the chorus to your Janetta.
Oh gosh, Janetta. I still remember my heart pitter-pattering for Matt Worth as I about to jump into his arms in my but I can't even speak.
Wait, Tammy, are you reading these comments as they come through?
No.
Okay, because I'd like to give Jackie Bollier a shout out.
Oh my God, where is she, girl?
I also met her at Chautauqua back in the day, but she didn't even remember it. But.
Oh, okay, Jackie Bollier. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna quick give you a shout out too because I've never met you, but I know.
I think you did. I thought you did at my holiday party.
Oh yes, I mean that's how we meet always, Jackie. It's like okay, and then it's like
let's
talk, and then you don't.
Yeah.
And okay. Maybe you'll be on here.
Okay.
And so so I was talking to Michael, and he was, has been talking to directors and sort of these people that are heads and artistic advisors of Opera Philadelphia, for example, Manus, Emma Griffin over at Manus. And they're, having to cancel like whole seasons and like maybe not open their doors or do everything virtually. And like,
what happened at Curtis? Did you hear what happened at Curtis? So they closed Juilliard.
You're so good.
Okay, I have some tea. I'm ready to spill it.
Spill that.
Okay. So Juilliard closed the building, is my understanding, and then everything is being taught via Skype and FaceTime and Zoom and all this sort of stuff. That's why Marlena is doing those lessons that way. She's attempting to do the same for MSM because they shut the Manhattan School of Music down also. Now, they shut Curtis down, but they did it before any of their auditions. And they're not taking video auditions. They're not planning. So there will just be no incoming class at Curtis. But other people will be leaving because that's how it works now.
Oh
so
my gosh,
a lot of people will leave, and not many people will, or 0 people will come in.
Wow, that's new, probably like totally new for them.
Well, because how do you just like omit an incoming class?
No, you can't.
Well,
I mean, I guess
you say that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I guess. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I just hope it doesn't. I'm supposed to start teaching again at the Curtis summer program, which is in the middle of June, excuse me, and then Chautauqua, and judge the Miss South Carolina pageant in the middle. And I just don't want any of those things canceled. Cancel away for March and April because she was open.
So are you doing like secret plastic surgery? Like,
does it look like anything is happening?
No, I'm saying like this is it. Like this is your farewell, and then you're gonna be like, oh, cancel away. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, go ahead, and I'm gonna come out of this cocoon a beautiful butterfly.
That's what people are saying. They're like, would be the best time. I'm like,
that's putting pressure on it. I don't do great with that kind of pressure, and it's like. Everyone's like, make the most of your Corona time. And I was like, can you stop putting pressure on how I'm enjoying or handling this time? Like,
yes, and also like for those of us that like do spend some time like at home normally, like we have worked out this anxiety that you are feeling.
Right.
And we have like worked, like, okay, so take a cue from us, please. Like, we are working with it. Like,
right.
And we have stuff that we can say. And yes, you should totally create
You definitely should. And like, yeah, I don't know. That is interesting too because.
But there is a pressure to it. Like, I mean, I'll play the piano or whatever, but I always do that. Or it's like do a home project.
Even for this, I was like totally pressure. I mean, I'm wearing a turtleneck, Jonathan.
I'm wearing the opposite. Yeah.
Like no, but
I thought you injured your neck again.
Yeah, I got ready for you. You know what I mean?
Well, isn't it like 70 degrees out?
What?
It's like 70 degrees out.
I know. Do you think I should just? Well, I mean.
That could be just the gimmick we're going for.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the look I am going for. That's the thing. COVID-19, you never know the weather. You don't. This is what happened. Well, I can't turn this into a political show. That's.
I think you just did.
That's a different channel. And so Broadway's dark. All those actors are out, and.
But this is my favorite. They just put an end date on it. They were like, okay.
Jonathan, what would I do without you? Basically, this is News Hour with
No.
Jonathan. Thank God. Thank you.
I sang at a dinner with that PBS woman, Judy something. She has whatever. She's on PBS News Hour, I think. Whatever. Okay, it was just a name drop. I just fell over and
batter and walk.
But just walk away. Just keep going. It was on A Current Affair. It was,
okay,
I watched it on Access Hollywood.
Ellen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have some outfits that make it look like I'm Ellen. Like when I try to wear them, I think I'm being cool with like a blazer and sneakers, and I was like, I feel like you look like Ellen. This is a no-go. But when they canceled the Broadway stuff, they said they would come back April 14th because they just decided that was the day
that it was time
better. And I thought initially the Met and like Carnegie or something had mentioned April 1st. They must have changed it since then because also you don't just get to pick a day.
Yeah, I wonder, that is very interesting. I wonder how they came to that decision because I feel like the president and all of the government is like changing their mind about everything like every other second.
Well, how could anyone put a date on it yet? I mean, it's impossible, but they seem to have, but they keep canceling more and more as it goes forward. But.
Well, so in thinking about all of these actors and artists that are, you know, out of work and also, you know, that are in between jobs and like working at a, you know, restaurant, pizzeria, if you will, you know,
to go
like
only.
Ways that you can help is if you, you know, like order food. So I'm just telling you this because
I have been helping this economy for years. Like also, that's the same thing. Like I feel like everyone's like, "What is this world?" And I was like, "Bitch, I have been living in this world for like the last year."
I know, and
I'm
also
like,
it's like, yes, they're like, "In the grocery store, it's empty." I'm like, "Well, all of you started shopping instead of having like somebody on the Fresh Direct Instacart do it."
They're like, "It's Jonathan again. Grab the damn Costco protein bars. We've got to."
You'll be fine. And guess what? There were lots of fruits and veggies still at mine.
Oh.
There at yours too.
At my Whole Foods, I went twice, and of course, I'm getting like just prepared foods that I'm consuming again, like that evening. Like it feels like a to-do list. I have these things in my fridge, and I have to eat these things immediately. Like
tonight, and I have to finish the thing. Like the box is the serving.
Oh, everything is a single serving, even though everything is definitely not a single serving. Yeah.
Single serving.
Yeah, a single serving.
That was like me and my friend was like, "Oh, you know, it's healthy to drink a glass of wine every night." I was like, "Yeah, but I was drinking a glass of wine."
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
How big is your glass of wine?
I mean, my alcohol intake is not modest at the moment. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're not. Where are you going? But anyway, about the pizza. So about like delivering food. Right as before this, I called you and I'm in a fluster and I'm like, "Jonathan, I'll call you right back." "Oh yeah, I'll call you right back." And I hang up and it's like, "Ding dong," and I was like, "Oh right, I ordered a pizza." Like an hour ago, I ordered a pizza to help everyone, and it came.
Because it just does. That's what you do.
So
you're a helper by nature.
Yeah. So what do you think, though? Do you have any feelings about the future of music and like what this means, or do you feel or like do you have any feeling like what's your feeling, your gut right now, or do you feel like I don't know, that's an icky question, or I don't know?
Well, I have some mixed feelings again, like this is the inherent thing that really sucks about being a freelancer. You and I know from the last time Tammy and I sang together, we went on that holiday tour. So if we had canceled one of those things, you don't get paid for it. You know what I mean? And
well, and in fact, we did, but we didn't know how much we were going to get. That's why I think it was okay. But remember how much anxiety I even had about canceling it because I suggested it. So I felt so bad because I
that one. Yeah.
From you, or, you know. Right.
Oh yeah, but I mean, here's the thing, like, as the way business works, because someone was posting that they thought the Met wasn't going to honor contracts because they had the force majeure and the thing. But it is sort of like, and I'm sure there could be pushback, but where do you want them to get that money from? The service was not done. The performances weren't done.
Right.
I understand how some artists wanted to be paid if there were no shows generating income. Your product. Yeah. So if there's no product, I don't understand. It's terrible. I want everyone to be paid at all times. Like, I hope everyone does well, but I have to understand from a logistical standpoint, like, if they didn't take in any money, how are they supposed to give it to you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, and also we all know so the arts are kind of, you know, always searching for money already.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so
it's a pretty desperate climate. I mean, most of the stuff that happened after 2008 was that a lot of donor giving dropped down, like major donors like went away, or the super enormous contributions to individual organizations, I guess, went away. So, and I don't know if they think that might happen again or not. I mean, I'm more interested because it's like. But
people, the way the stock market is, people are like you said at the beginning of the, you know, episode, people are losing a lot of money. Which would be
it's true.
Which would be you know, pulling out. So it does.
Now's not the time to like give an opera company $1 million.
No, exactly. And it's like so hard because it also at the same time, which I think is what Devin was kind of touching on, is that it feels like air. Like it feels like this thing that we can't do. Okay, now we can't do that. And at the same time, for us and then for life and for human beings, it's like we must, you know? Right. So it is sort of that thing. Okay, we have 2 minutes. I know.
Time flies when you're just hanging with Tamala.
I know, because, you know, people have things to do at 4:20. People have things to do.
I mean,
and so we have
read the Bible.
we have to go to 4:19. So I wanted to get like a recommendation from you of something to watch or to listen to. What can we?
Oh, Tammy, no question. It's a throwback. It's called Kath and Kim.
Okay,
it's on Netflix. Australian camp. It's somewhere between like Ab Fab meets Strangers with Candy, but with Australian accents, and the clothes and the home decor is just so tragically amazing early 90s trash.
Oh my god.
It's going to be your new favorite thing. You want to be their friends. Yeah.
Oh my god, this sounds
Watch it immediately. It's on Netflix.
Okay, Nettie's Flixies, Kath and Kim, C?
K and K.
Oh, K and K.
Yeah.
Look, glad we cleared this up. Okay, thank you.
Just saying.
Thank you so much for being here and spilling the tea. You're the best. And will you come back, please?
Oh, but of course, Tammy.
But of course. Now that I've got you,
we'll talk about our hair and how we can figure this out.
Yeah, and what is...
We can't go to the curly hair people during coronavirus quarantine. It's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, what's happening?
At least it's not, you know, some sort of... At least it's an airborne virus and not like a bug. You know, I keep thinking of the plagues.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. You're waiting for frogs, dead frogs, or just a bunch of locusts or something. Yeah. Okay.
No, okay.
Fair enough.
Kath and Kim, I'm going to watch it. Spill the
Please
tea.
Do.
And this has been Baritone Jonathan Beyer, and you're the best. Mwah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.